and welcome to the 7th episode of the Competitive Worms Armageddon podcast. And today we have the one and only FoxHound with us. Oh, he's got a Worms t-shirt. That's a surprise. So yeah, we've got Ma Black here as well, co-commentating. Hi, Ma Black. Alright, so let's get stuck into it. We'll get the usual first question. On you go, Ma Black. Wait. I need to change the properties. Yes, there's something about this. I don't know why it's doing that right now. Try now.
Yeah,
looks
like I was muted.
Now. Yeah, that's it now.
All right, should be good now. Yeah, so we got FoxHound with us, longtime player. He's got some very interesting ideas and outlooks to the game. We'll just start right off. So, FoxHound, how many worms have you brutally murdered in your Worms career?
I was thinking about this question before the interview. I think tens of thousands, maybe, or I think hundreds of thousands would be a lot. I don't know, because I'm not so active in the game, but I tested a lot of skins, and I think testing, I killed a lot of worms.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know how to calculate this, but I think thousands or tens of thousands.
That's good. I mean, that's like in terms of worms killing, that's like at least A rank.
Yeah.
I think S tier rank would be like if you've gone over 1 million.
I think that's dead code.
Yeah. Very few people have reached that sort of pinnacle of Worms genocide, but I think like if you've played since like I don't know, the late 2000s, like I would say like hundreds of thousands kind of makes sense. Let's see. Anyway, we can move on. Dave, you want to ask the next question?
Yeah. So obviously, yes. When did you start playing the game? And did you start with Worms World Party, Worms Armageddon, Worms 2? How did you start? How did you become hooked on this brilliant game?
I've wrote a topic on TUS about this. I replied the topic, but I can say now live that I started in Worms 2. I played in the house of a friend of mine. It was not a friend of mine. It was the son of a friend of my father. Like, we were both kids, and he had a computer, and we both liked games.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So he showed me The Sims. I never played The Sims before. He showed me the same day Full Throttle. That is a good game, point and click game. And he showed me in the same day Worms 2 that I fell in love, especially when I saw the super ship. The super ship.
Oh yeah.
And the holy hand grenade. But the super ship, I think it was the thing that I remember that I said, wow, this game is amazing. I need to play this again.
I remember that feeling.
Yeah. I think it was for me, like, I also did Worms 2, and it was the same exact situation. Like, it was at a friend's house. He had like a burned copy of it somehow that he like downloaded from Kazaa or Napster or something, and yeah, we just played around with that. I think it was like the ropes for me, like really hooked me, but I think like all the weapons together, like also like doing prod wars. Did you ever do that? Like where you like had super powered prods and just like fought at each other? Yeah.
I think the minigun is OP in Worms 2 too. The minigun is insane in Worms 2.
Oh yeah. So many ways to just like customize everything. like Worms 2 was like more customizable even than like Armageddon. We could like customize the power of every shot. So it's like I think in those days you go to a friend's house, you just make all the weapons insanely OP, and then you just kind of go to town, and like everything's just kind of extra fun, I guess. But yeah, it was like
Yeah,
The Sims, Worms 2, what else?
full
Red Alert.
throttle.
Yeah, Full Frontal. I don't think I played that, but what was so like you started on Worms 2, and so did you migrate to like what, Worms Armageddon or Worms World Party after that?
Then after this day on my friend's house, it took some years. I was a kid, or maybe a young teenager. But then I had a friend that had Worms Armageddon, so I went another friend, different friend.
So you're like
Uh,
hopping from friend to friend, getting each of the Worms experiences.
Yeah, it was common to me that I will sleep on my friend's house. I asked to my father, my mother, and I went to my friend's house to sleep, and we played a lot of games the entire day and the other day. So I discovered Worms Armageddon on in the house of this friend, and he already played Worms Armageddon online. So I watched him playing Worms Armageddon online, but I didn't have Worms Armageddon for a long period. And I think
So
when I was, oh, you can
no,
you can say,
I was just going to ask. Sorry, what year was this, if you recall?
I think it was like I was in the the year. So 2005, I was 14. So it was probably 2000, I think, 2001. I don't know,
Very old
Yeah.
school. See,
or
that's one of the
maybe
things.
earlier.
That's one of the things I didn't realize about you until quite recently, is that you've actually been playing the game a lot longer than what I thought you had. Because I thought you started round about 2010, but it's nice to find out that you're playing the game for even longer than that.
But I only watched and learned to walk and to press space and to jump like in his house. And then when I was in 2002, I remember this year very well because I remember that Worms World Party had released,
Hmm.
and a friend of mine that was the son of a teacher of the school I was studying. He has a man that makes maintenance of the computers of the school, like the guy from informatics,
Ah,
and he used it to pirate to burn CDs for the mother of my friend. So he burned a copy of Worms World Party and sold like a cheap price for my friend.
God.
And I went to my friend's house, this other friend's house that had Worms World Party. So we used to play like a lot of forts, because it was part of the the game. The team file has forts, so we used to play like 1v1 forts like a lot offline.
I'm just sitting thinking some of the viewers might not even know what a CD is because it's that old.
That's insane to me.
True,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's true.
true.
It's like, okay, did your friend have like a just like a jacket full of CDs? He just like opens it. It's like, all right, guys,
a trench coat.
World
No,
Yeah.
Alert.
no,
You want The
no.
Sims?
My friend didn't have so many games. He didn't had a video game, only computer. So we
Nice.
used it to play a lot of chess together. Like we were rivals in all the games we played. Like all video games and all the computer games and the board games, we were always rivals, like playing seriously against each other, like,
Ah, so
for
you are very
several.
competitive. Yeah.
Yeah, this friend of mine, but he used to play online until some years ago. So, but he stopped Worms.
Gotcha,
That's
gotcha.
a
Okay,
shame.
so our progression was it's kind of like Worms 2, a little bit of Worms Armageddon, but then like 2 Worms World Party.
Yeah, Worms World Party. I played a lot in his house, and then once I was in a bookstore and I saw the Worms Battle Pack, the box, and
Oh
it was
yeah.
like 20 BRL, that is reais, the money, the exchange of Brazil. I don't know how to say this. Uh, the
Hmm.
money of Brazil, it was like very, very, very cheap game. Like it was insanely cheap. And then
Yeah.
I asked to my father, like, please, Dad, buy this game, please. I was a teenager, and
That
I
that
he
that had Worms, that had all 3 Worms games plus what that Worms, what was that other one? Worms Blast? Is that
no,
what it
no,
was?
only Worms or the Party, Worms Armageddon,
Oh.
Worms 2, only these three.
Oh, okay. Yeah, did it have like cuz there was that one, what's it called? Worms Blast, where you're like shooting the stuff from the boat, like the
I
puzzle game? Did it have a
yeah,
demo for that?
I played this game on that in that friend's house that showed me Worms Armageddon. I played Worms Blast too, but I didn't like it.
Yeah,
Since the first time I played it, and
it's too different.
I saw the game, and I thought, oh, this is a game from Super Nintendo. It's similar to Bubble Trouble, like it's very
Right,
similar
right.
to Bubble Trouble, but a bit harder. And I didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I didn't really play it that much myself. I just kind of like looked at it. I was like, yeah, it's not really Worms. So yeah,
yeah, for me, I thought the same as what FoxHound just said. It's just like Bubble Trouble. Or what is it?
yeah.
Bubble Bobble? What is it called?
Uh, over here it's Bubble Bobble.
Yeah, Bubble
I
Bobble.
don't
That's the
know.
one. That's the one I
I
think I
think
heard of.
yeah. Even that I didn't really play that much. Um, but so getting into Worms World Party. So did you like when did you start playing online? And like what was the scene like online when you first started playing online?
And what
Okay,
year?
just let me arrive in the online play.
Okay.
Just a small detail.
Uh-huh.
So when I bought the three CDs, I started to play all offline missions and stuff. But
Yeah.
I played only offline. And when in 2006, 2000, I think it was 2006, my friend that had that showed me Worms World Party, he said, "Oh, I discovered that it doesn't need a password to play online. You can just hit enter or write any password you can play." And then,
Mm.
really serious, and I we discovered that we could play online, so we started to play online when I was in high school, like 2006 or 2007, I think. Um, and I don't know, maybe I started to play online only later because I only had one computer that I had to share with my whole family that was Windows 2000. And if my mother or my father was using, I couldn't use, or my sister was using, I couldn't play.
That's
So
tough.
yeah, so it was shared, and my internet, I don't remember when the dial-up connection ended and the advanced the internet came. I don't remember when it arrived in Brazil. I should have uh, read about this before this interview, but anyway, uh, so I started playing Worms World Party in 2006 or 2007 or maybe 2008. Like, I don't remember exactly which year. I think
That
2006.
was that was quite late into, I think, like, Because I started Worms World Party when it came out, and that was what, 2001, 2002, something like that. And by 2008, that's past the time when Dead Code started making replay files and stuff for Worms Armageddon. And it's kind of like the time, because quite a lot of players migrated from Worms Armageddon to Worms World Party, and then they all switched back sort of maybe 2004, 2005, when Worms Armageddon started receiving those good updates. If I recall correctly, could be wrong, but that's why I'm interested to know what was it like in 2008, because I wasn't playing Worms World Party then, myself personally.
Worms World Party was like mainly Shopper WXW. It was a lot of Shopper. Fly Shopper was very common. Fly Shopper.
That's what I remember about Worms World Party. Which, if people don't know, it's like Shopper. You got to collect a crate before attack, but you also have to fly across the map, either once or twice, I think, depending.
Yeah, once. Twice was the ones that were freestyling.
Oh yeah,
or twice
the people
because
who really wanted to.
Twice is when there is only one worm and you are in the same side of that one worm. You have to make twice.
That kind of reminds me of, like, if you ever played the Roper. Well, for anybody who's ever played Roper, when sudden death happens in a Roper, the crates stop falling. And the rules are, you've got to collect a crate before you're allowed to attack, and because there's no more crates, you've got to do wall to wall, touch both walls before you can attack.
I don't remember a game that stopped spawning crates in Worms World Party. I think it had long enough sudden death to end the game before this.
Yeah, I do remember
because Roper in Worms World Party, I never saw someone hosting Roper in Worms World Party.
Whoa, I think like when I was on Worms World Party, like, I don't know, 2001 to 2003 probably. There was a lot of Fly Shopper. I definitely did do like Warmers and Ropers. Yeah. I think it was like there were more Warmers than Ropers though.
I definitely
did learn about Roper there. There's some Rope Race, but yeah, I feel like Shoppers were sort of the main staple over there, just like they were on Worms Armageddon.
Yeah.
For quite a while before things started to get a little bit more towards like intermediate Mole Shopper. There has been like a whole undercurrent of Shoppers. Like, we started with Shopper, Worms World Party had Fly Shopper, Worms Armageddon, it became like Mole Shopper. I don't know why. It's
independent
never been a
evolution
scheme that I've like loved, but I could see the appeal for, like, especially like if you're a beginner, it doesn't require an insane amount of roping.
Yeah. I definitely do remember the Warmers and Ropers.
Another scheme that was common in Worms World Party was Surf Shopper, because it was interesting because there was no test stuff. So you had to use the retreat time to surf back safely. You attack and then you surf.
So by surf,
I remember playing with many people using this rule.
Right. So by surf, you had to skip your worm along the water, like, right, just to get to the other side of the map.
Yes, and there was the most played scheme. I think it was rope and crates. This scheme for me is the most newbie friendly scheme ever in Worms history. It's similar to Shopper. If you look at Worms knowledge base Shopper page, it is as a section of Shopper, but it's not Shopper. It's it's a roping scheme without rules that is played on a cave, and the terrain, if I'm not mistaken, the terrain is destructible,
Okay.
and there are many crates that many crates falling on the map because there's a worm pot that is like a crate shower. So you keep roping and getting crates and getting weapons, and you can. I don't remember if people use it to play with 10 seconds and multi shots, but I think no. I think it was only one shot, and uh,
Oh, okay.
it was not very challenging. It was not very fun. I think for me, it was not my best the scheme I wanted to play when I joined Worms World Party, but sometimes you couldn't host and there was nobody to play, and you see ropes
You
and
had
great. Okay, I will play this. But it's for beginners. I think it's the perfect scheme for a beginning to rope because it's easier than Stopper. Because Stopper, you need to learn the rules. There is the glitch that people abuse. For a beginner, it's shocking. Uh, Sometimes it's far away on the other side of the map. You need to reach. For a very newbie player, Shopper is not so easy.
Oh wait,
And
what glitch did people abuse? Like, do you
not
remember?
I think in Shopper, the floating weapon glitch is like common sense. It's a accepted glitch. It's not abused because it doesn't make so much difference. But for a beginner to see this, it's
It's a
shocking.
little,
Like
yeah.
what the fuck is this?
I think,
You
yeah.
know?
Also, like with shoppers, like there's a lot of blocking worms in, right? Like there's a lot of maps where you can like block worms in. If you're a beginner and you just get blocked, it's very frustrating. Like, and the opponents typically know the layout of all the maps. There's this what, the Dogma map, City Shopper, that everyone played. You could kind of get to the ceiling, get inside these like little crevices, and then like it was really hard to hit your worm, um, especially if you're a beginner. Which
Yes.
I think that map was common for. I'm pretty sure it was played in Worms World Party and also
Yes,
Armageddon.
surely. Shopper is very common. Like Shopper was the pros of the roping. No pros, but there was WXW, even more challenging schemes, but uh, it was an advanced because if you are not playing anymore ropes and crates, it is a degree that you climbed it. Chopper is evolution.
Yeah. The sometimes like if we've been playing a long time, it can get hard to remember exactly how hard it was, but those first like, weeks or months of like learning to rope, it can be very challenging. Just basic control stuff that we take for granted now. So, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of us think of shoppers kind of like a newbie scheme, but I think for like most, like if you were to compare it to like other games, I mean, there's a lot of skill. Like you gotta, like, just learning how to rope is a whole thing. So, um,
Well,
Right.
yeah, I kind
well,
of understand the way that like shopper has endured all these years, but it's definitely evolved too. I think people, since it's kind of evolved to mole shopper, I guess like there's a lot of people who just don't want to like learn roping if they don't have to. And at
Uh,
that time they sort of had to, right? There was no, you had to at
roping,
least kind of learn to rope.
roping is a
But now
sort
I
of
think
dying art.
there's a few more options. Like you don't necessarily have to get that in depth. Um, like you can just go the default route completely. Maybe learn some rope knocks, but you don't necessarily have to get quite as into it as you used to.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember. I think Como recently commented on TUS, TUS, that Shopper is a strategic scheme. I thought this is interesting because for me it's like
Yeah,
roping, but it has some interesting strategies. It's not like the scheme that I think represent the strategy of the game, but it has some strategies indeed.
for me, it is more of a strategic scheme than it is. I mean, yes, you're using the rope primary, but the actual the level of rope skill you need isn't as important as the level of mechanical skill with the weapons, their knowledge of weapons, and your knowledge of strategy, as in things like getting fall damage, getting piles, getting knocks, getting
I
blocks and like petrol stuff and that. So that's why it's more in my head. It's more of a strategic scheme than a rope scheme.
Yeah.
And I think even on TUS, you could correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I do believe that it goes down as a strategic scheme instead of a rope scheme. It's not considered a rope scheme. I'm actually going to check that.
Yeah, I'd pretty much agree with that. Um, but I guess we could keep moving on.
Right.
So Foxhound, who were
On,
some of your first Worms influences on Worms World Party? And like, did you join any clans like early on?
I was an admirer of NNN clan since always. I always
Oh,
wanted to join NNN,
interesting.
but I never joined it because there was Biter, like he
Okay,
used
I
to
was gonna
play.
ask about that. Vitor
Yeah,
did play. He played on Worms World Party. Did you like encounter him a lot?
I played with him in Worms World Party. I'm almost sure, but I played with several NNN players. I don't remember the nicknames of them. Just what matters it was the NNN or no noobs intermediate for pros. I used it to play a lot of this in Worms World Party. It was very intermediate was very common to see 1v1 intermediate in World Park.
yeah.
Funners.
Just to confirm, I've just checked the TUS site and it is actually under rope, which
Oh,
is. I mean, it doesn't
yeah,
surprise me, but I don't consider it as much a rope scheme as I do strategic.
it could go
But
either
yeah.
way, honestly, for Shopper. But yeah, when I started Worms World Party like earlier than you, there wasn't as much intermediate. I did see Bytor though. Like I probably played Bytor first on Worms World Party, just like you. And when we had Dario on the show, we talked about Bytor. Like he was incredibly good. Um, although if you like manage to actually beat him, he starts to like he starts to be like, ah, fuck this. But like he's like incredibly good. He kind of like raised the skill level of normal no noobs and like intermediate as a whole. And that clan at the time, now we kind of see like, okay, normal no noobs, that's kind of an elitist sort of like clan title, but also a lot of people were like impressed by it. Like when you had players like that who were just like so good at this scheme that was just becoming like more popular, and people were starting to see like the skill level of intermediate. That clan did sort of start to like get some prestige. Do you think like most people around the time were like were most people kind of impressed by the clan?
Yeah, I think many people didn't like NNN uh, because players like Biter, but
Yeah,
I think
he was. Yeah.
many
Mm.
people played normal seriously. It was not as common as Shopper players. I think Shopper was more common than intermediate,
Hmm.
but uh, I used to play with a friend of Brazil that I still play World Armageddon with him and another Brazilian. We have a group in WhatsApp. Um, we three from Worms World Party. We knew each other. We met each other in Worms World Party, and we still communicate each other.
Oh,
And and this guy, he used it to host a scheme that was like normal, like intermediate, but it was an intermediate that I prefer because there's no sudden death with 1 HP. There's
okay.
130 HP, so it's a lot of HP.
That's interesting.
And there's a worm pot with higher powered animals.
Oh, okay.
So the sheep and the skunk is very strong, and the mole and the pigeon if you have special weapons, because this king has special weapons. And he had the cluster bomb was not nerfed. It was 3 stars. So we used to do a lot of cluster trick
Mm.
and kamikaze. Was I think I am good in kamikaze
Uh-huh.
because of that scheme. Because kamikaze and cluster um, was it was very powerful to kill a 130 HP worm. So I get used to use kamikaze, and uh,
And for
this
people who
scheme
don't
I think.
know, like the cluster trick, if you place a cluster bomb underneath a worm's butt, it will do a lot of damage because all the clusters explode at once.
And something for people who might actually be interested in the ONL League and CWT tournament, the cluster power is 2, so that it doesn't deal quite as much damage, so it's not as OP.
Yeah, and in Wormsword Party there was two schemes that was similar to Team 17, but it was completely different. One was only crates that was a scheme that has a lot of luck because it has crate shower, and I think the weapons that there is stockpiling. I think anti stockpiling, the one decreased stockpiling. I think, and I think it is not so balanced scheme. I didn't like it so much, but it was fun to play. It's like it was a newbie friendly scheme too. And there was another scheme with crates that is also on Worms knowledge base that is called One Rule. That it's one of the best schemes I ever played.
What?
Uh, it's one of my favorite schemes ever. But it cannot. It's not the same thing if you try to play in Worms Armageddon, because it has a rule, one rule, that you only can get uh, 3 weapons. You cannot get more than 3 different weapons. So if you get more weapons, you will call you. So the host of this
Okay.
team was Lord Mushroom, and this
Okay.
guy,
Lord
he
Mushroom.
was the best host I ever met. I think for a funner, because he was like seriously expecting the game and watching if the player was respecting the rules. And oh, you get one more crate, you have more than 3 weapons, you need to you
Wow.
lost the game. He was
What the
like
hell?
administrating the whole game. Wait, suddenly tab opened. I will close this. Sorry.
Oops.
So he was like
Okay.
a good referee
Yeah.
for for the game.
Yeah, a good referee and a good
Okay.
host, because in Wormsworth Party, few people could host. And this scheme was very strategic. Very the maps were without water, like border in the
Okay.
indestructible border, so you never could block. But sometimes you get a suicide bomber and kamikaze, and you see,
Ooh,
oh,
that's awful.
it,
And so like
you couldn't do
you
nothing. You
only
could
have three
just,
weapons. Is
yeah,
it only
only
three weapons at a time, or for like once you
three,
get three, it's done?
your inventory could only have 3 weapons, no more
Okay.
than this.
Does
So
that
if you get suicide bomber and kamikaze, you only have 1 weapon. It was the rule.
Ooh.
but
Yeah,
is it
sounds rough.
like I'm interested to know in what Mablack's asking there. Is it 3 weapons at any time? Or is it like so you can have bazooka, grenade, and a mine, but you use your mine so then you could get like a homing missile? Is it like
Yeah,
that? Right, okay, yeah.
yes, you can spend a weapon, so you don't have any more the mine, so you can
Yeah.
get another weapon. So sometimes
It's
you
kind
need
of like
to
poker in a
you
way.
need to sometimes you needed to attack the wall. Like we spend a weapon on nothing. Just I need another weapon. So it was very strategic and very fun. This scheme, really nice.
That does actually sound quite interesting. Which actually leads us to the next question is you are known as someone who invents and plays a wide variety of schemes. Can you talk to us about some of the schemes you've invented, like Flat Earth Apocalypse, Drive for Weapons, and Snooker?
My first scheme ever was in Worms World Party. I
Mhm.
used it to play a lot this scheme that I created because I used it to play Worms Armageddon with my neighbors. It was 2 brothers that was very close friends of mine. So we used to play a lot of Worms World Party offline. This scheme of mine that was called Moles and Crates. It
Okay.
was uh, how I created this scheme. I was a fan of only crates. I like it. It was a fun scheme, but I felt that only crates is too lucky. It's not balanced. So I at the time I was reading Worms Knowledge Base, and I discovered Team 17 from Worms Knowledge Base. So I decided to make a mixture of only crates with Team 17, so, but with Mo. The Mo as the main weapon, like Mo Shopper. Uh, so the scheme was like played on dual layered dual
Okay.
layered caverns, like Team
Uh-huh.
17 was played at the time, and with Infinite Mo and crate shower from the warm pot, like only crates. So it was a very, and the weapons I chose, the probabilities I tried to balance to make not so OP weapons to spawn so much, and skillful weapons spawn more. So I really like my skin, and my
So
friends.
is it a bit so it's kind of like mole 17 sort of like you're kind of if you don't have like another good weapon you're going to default back to using mole basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. That makes
I,
sense cuz like I
I,
think a lot in like team 17 your standard weapons outside of the crates you get are like just fire punch, dragon ball. But like mole takes a little more effort to use it effectively. It like doesn't do much damage. It can tunnel, but like to actually aim it takes a little bit more like work.
and it's interesting in the Team 17 map because the Mo can get access to
Oh yeah.
the first floor easier. So I think it is a really nice scheme. My at least my friends use it to play with me, and they like it, the scheme. Uh, so I started to create schemes after this scheme. So I discovered Blend the Pixel, and in Blend the Pixel, I started to download schemes. I use it to download WWP stuff from Blend the Pixel. All the maps, the bitmaps, uh, from that site. So I started to upload things there, my schemes, and when Worms World Party was dead, like I was joining the Wormnet and no players after 1 hour, nobody. So I started to migrate to Worms Armageddon.
What year was that
Okay.
then?
It was in 2009.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you go on Worms World Party right now, I think it's even more of a ghost town.
Yeah.
I think there might be a few people playing, but there's at this point there's like almost no reason to be over there.
It's a shame.
Unless you
Like,
like really, really like the roping there. The roping in Worms World Party is a little bit bouncier, but there's not a huge difference, you know.
the one thing that put me off Worms World, and do you know what's funny is I would have picked Worms World Party over Worms Armageddon if obviously all the features that we've got from Dead Code and Cyber Shadow were added there. Pardon me, but the one thing that really bothered me about Worms World Party is you couldn't minimize the game.
Yeah, that was it. It was a bit sad.
And
And another problem was the glitch. The glitch about the girder that kill worms.
oh yeah,
This was a lot of
is
trolls in Worms
that?
World Party.
Are you talking about when you place the girder, it drowns the worm?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
That was brutal.
you need to use homing missile, click and then press F7, and at the same time press space. Then you
right.
would
I can't
place the
remember.
girder where your cursor clicked.
Yeah, I couldn't remember
Right.
how to do it, but I remember it exists. I'm quite quite surprised you remember that.
I think so like there's Worms World Party Remastered now, which is more like a demaster because it still has like bugs and stuff. It can still like crash.
Demaster.
It has like it's sort of fixed the girder glitch. So like you can still do the girder glitch. It's just really, really hard to do it. Like it's I forget how exactly like you have to flip a worm up, like be underneath the worm, flip it up, and then place the girder like right as it lands, I think. Something like that. So it's like still sort of there, but yeah, what an evil glitch. Like you just play like the glitch we're talking about, like you just place a girder. Well, you described it already, but it's like once you place it, the worm will just sink through the map. It's way too busted, way too broken.
And it's a shame because Worms. The one thing I really, really enjoyed about Worms World Party is most players did is the worm pot. I loved the worm pot, and I remember I especially enjoyed sticky grenades. I remember that, and that because I think I don't know if that's where they got the original idea for SDET, which is shot doesn't end turn, because you got the multi-shot feature in Worm Pot for Worms World Party, and I think that's maybe where that idea came from, to replicate that in Worms Armageddon. But I'm glad that it exists in Worms Armageddon now.
Yeah,
I think. Oh, you can say.
Ahead. Oh no, go ahead.
Okay, I think Rubber Worm. That's what I started to play a lot. Worms Armageddon due to Rubber Worm. I'm a big fan of Rubber Worm. So I think Rubber Worm is more based on surely about Worms World Party, but I think they were based also in stuff coded in Worms Armageddon, like the missions, like the training mission that you can multi-shot. It was already coded in the game. The pistol, the one who created Rubber Worm only discovered the code to use to the mod, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And what did Rubber Worm do? So it was a mod that allowed us you could make your worms bouncy like rubber. That was one of the things. You could have like multi-shot mode where you could do unlimited shots per turn. Was there anything else?
Yeah, different gravities like black hole gravity, uh, sticky friction, different friction,
Well,
many crates
well
on
then.
the spawning on the map, like chaos.
Yeah, so it's and all that stuff. So like all that stuff that was like it used to be a mod, now it's just integrated into Worms Armageddon, which is super cool. Like it's opened up
Yes,
a lot of possibilities for schemes.
it took a lot
Um,
of time because when I was playing in 2011, I think I was hoping that rubber worm would be implemented in the game like in the next year. So I was really expecting this, but it took a lot of time to this happen because it's probably hard to do this, especially with only two people coding the game. But I'm happy that now I can play Chaos without downloading modules and
Mm.
asking people to download the module and having the correct version, the correct module.
yeah,
It was hell to do this.
yeah,
We've came a long way since 2010, and with that, with the news that we got when Dead Code was on the podcast, the fact that they've been given the go ahead to release updates straight to the community, that's great. We actually had some big news a couple of weeks ago, something to do with the official Team 17 server was having some issues, and they're talking about moving things over to the community server, but I can't remember it in my head off by heart. But there is some big news there.
Yeah,
uh,
I don't know which ones, but
It was
I
in
know that
it was in
Cyber
Sen.
Shadows said some good
Yes,
news.
yes, because it was in Sensi's server, but I can't look it up right now because I need to keep this Discord window open, which has got the cameras, so I can't look.
yeah. The Team 17 server was having some issues. I don't know if those are fully resolved yet, or if it's going to be a continuing thing. If it is a continuing thing, Cyber Shadow already has this like backup plan in place. If you just click on on the worms options, just click on like enable community server list, you can see like the other community server that is like ready to go. People can play on that right now too, in
Yeah.
case we can no longer like use the Team 17 server. So it's cool if that's just like integrated. I think in the next patch it would be like if we have to make that move, I don't know, maybe it'll be like good if that's just like the standard. It's just like checked by standard so that people can just like see that yeah, everything's
Well, no, Drake.
you can just yeah, we can use that server. Um but yeah, so like you started with that scheme that was more like I don't know like how much that mole 17 scheme you're talking about like took off, but you had some schemes that were like very interesting, like snooker. Could you just
Yeah.
when did you come up with that?
So I was experimenting rubber worm. I was already before rubber worm. I created some schemes without rubber worm because rubber worm had amazing features, but few people could play with you. So I wanted to create schemes that more people could play with me on WarmNet. So I created like Jetpack War, that is a scheme like a aerial, but it's when I use it to host that scheme, people just joined and said, "Oh, this is aerial, but for noobs." And in fact, they are not so wrong because it's a repetitive scheme because you only have dynamite and only drop and run weapons. It's a bit repetitive, but it was the first scheme I think that, as I remember, that used fall damage as like the main feature of the scheme.
Hmm.
So I was experimenting with like these things. So I discovered things about fall damage due to this scheme. And I remember that I joined Team 17 forum, and I reported. I created a topic, like a thread, and I said, "Oh, fall damage is strange after explosions." I showed a replay that you could see that sometimes the damage was higher, and so many gurus of the game said, "Oh, this all the pros know about this. This is not new." But that code answered and said, "Oh, thanks for this." So and I also reported some bugs about the glitch, the girder, another girder glitch that I discovered with test stuff
Hmm.
that
Oh,
could tank it. Uh, and I so these things I think helped me to elevate my moral. I don't know if this is the correct word, but at the time I was editing the wiki, but I was like seeing. I think that I was seeing like a teenager that doesn't know how to speak English and is editing random stuff on the wiki. Like I was seeing like something to worry on the wiki. Like so, I
Mm.
think after these things started to be better. So I will people started to trust a bit on the things I was saying about the wiki and the things I wanted to change there.
so you established your worm's credibility by like finding some bugs. I think I know what you're talking about with fall damage, probably. There's speed damage, which happens when just due to like the speed of the worm, but it can only be
Yeah.
activated if you like hit a sidewall first. So like if you like get blown really fast into a sidewall and then a ceiling, uh you can like take some extra speed damage. But yeah, most of the time it's so small most of the time that like you never even notice it, and most people don't really have to think about that. Um like sometimes also another weird thing is like sometimes like if you just like sheep a worm and the worm goes down, uh it will take extra damage, and that's the speed damage because it just barely hits a side pixel and then the ground. So like sometimes a sheep, you'll see a sheep do like 80 something damage and it's like
Mm.
what the hell was that, and that's the speed damage. Or that actually Dario just called it speed damage. I don't think Dead Code calls it that at all. I think he has a different word for it, but speed damage kind of makes more sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I recently edited the article about fall damage, and I included this word, speed
Oh,
damage.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the word speed damage.
Yeah,
Um oh, interestingly, I think it actually still applies to other Worms games too cuz like I've played Worms WMD and I've experienced that same thing. It's like you sheep or dynamite a worm. It's supposed to do 65 in that game, and then it does like an extra 5 randomly, and it's like, oh, okay, it's the speed damage. So yeah, it's a principle that we can apply to other worms games too. Um,
That's
right
interesting.
on. I wish we had some clips of Snooker because Snooker looks really cool. It's a scheme where it's like you're in a gel or like a like the worms are like in jello almost, the way that they move. Like
yeah,
if you just jump, you will like the worm will like go a little ways and then eventually stop. Um and you can just kind of float through the air basically.
yeah. Snooker took me a lot of time to create. Like, I was
Well,
testing it with Dunk Bong Cho and Fighter.
if you
Fighter was
want,
a Brazilian.
you could play a quick game and show us snooker while we're chatting.
Yeah, we could.
Uh,
Can we play that with do we don't need Project X, do we?
No,
Oh, okay.
just treatment. Recently released an update of the scheme.
Oh,
So it works with the standard game now, yeah?
Yeah,
Huh.
3.8 scheme.
Well, if you host up, and we'll have a quick shot of that then.
sure.
I don't know if it will appear on the screen.
Yes, it will. It will.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I need to
Okay.
make that happen, but it will. I just need to.
So should I host now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's snook it up.
What I need to do now is put 1v1 because we'll have FoxHound versus Mablack here. That's what that little space on the streams for is for these players playing. And what I'll just say that Senator added in the chat that Shopper was put in rope leagues so that we had 5 schemes in both default and rope leagues. And I guess pure ropers enjoy Shopper more than pure default players. I feel the opposite. I actually feel the opposite. Like, most of the people I've seen who actually pick Shopper, at least in my experience, Clannon, are actually more default players that pick Elite. Especially TDC, because I've seen Vok pick Shopper quite a few times in TDC. Like, I remember in DB, when Coridex and I had the DB clan, we played against them a few times and they would pick Shopper. And again, when I was in ICB. Right, have you hosted? I'll try and join now.
Just let me download from Tusk because I have so many different schemes saved on my folder, and there is like 3.8 snooker latest, 3.8 snooker new, and I don't
I do
know
the same
which.
thing, man. I do
I
the
need to
exact same
download.
thing, and then it's like okay, when it's like I'll say latest, and then later I'll think, oh yeah, I'll remember what that means, but then I don't. It's like, when was the latest? You know, it's like,
Yeah, I will download the scheme just to be sure I'm
cool,
playing the
cool.
right track. I hope there is no bugs from TUS.
Oh right, yeah. There have been a few cases of like the scheme files get like corrupted, and I'm not quite sure why that happens, but
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, what we'll do while we're there, so you've already talked about Rubberworm, and we had a question to do with Rubberworm and Project X. So, were you a big fan of Project X when that first came out? Because you've already discussed Rubberworm.
Yeah, some experiences I had in Project X were amazing. Like I remember some schemes that I will never forget. Uh, One was the hang glider race with
oh
the
yeah,
weapon. Hang glider is amazing.
Oh, that
that is
reminds
pretty
me
cool.
of Glider on the Apple Mac.
It's like a map that is like a WXW size of the space you can play. Like the space you can go around is big, and the hang glider is very fast. So the map was designed to hit on the wall and activate the hang glider again in the midair. It was a lot of fun. That's
Yeah, it's super cool. I forget, did the hang glider, did it come from another Worms game, or it was just a totally invented thing?
I think it was totally invented film, I guess.
Yeah, it's a pretty good weapon. I mean, honestly, like I could see a Worms game actually like replacing Parachute with hang glider. It would be kind of
Only Mablak and I will play this.
Yes.
Okay, so I will start.
Yeah, I need to be
cool.
controlling the stream.
I have never played. Are there any rules?
No rules. Just type this command, the crate finder, bar arrows.
Wait,
Okay.
this is snooker.
Yeah,
What?
you need the crates. There are always 3 crates on
My
the map.
God.
What the fuck?
It's pretty wild.
That is
I feel a bit
weird.
cheap using pigeon, but yeah, it's hard to send worms into the water though, right?
Why is
Yeah.
this? Why is this called snooker? I thought there was actually a ski. I was expecting a snooker table.
It's yeah,
What the?
it's very
you can
strange.
Read, you can read the whole explanation about the name on Worms knowledge base.
So aqua sheep is infinite.
Yeah, and no power for aqua.
No okay, so we can't use that. Okay, you actually blasted me. Yeah, nice.
What? The worm comes
Okay.
back.
So so there's anti-sync, so the worms do come back.
How are the worms able to float?
Yeah, the worms come back, but you have minigun, you have flamethrower that you can plop twice worms.
Cool. Wow, this is crazy.
There's
actually,
also sudden death that can kill worms. The flood.
oh my god, this is. I guess like okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a lot to get used to. I can sort of see like. Oh. All right. Okay, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is really wild. This is like so much to think about. I mean, I guess you could like.
This is not what
It's
I was
probably good to get-
expecting.
Yeah. You could keep jumping higher and higher and just get out of reach, but then you can't really attack. Oh, so Kamikaze respawns you. Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
that is crazy.
God, there's a lot to think about here. All the weapons are limited except blowtorch.
I mean, if you keep hitting them up in the air, you can kill them with damage.
Yeah, you can plop worms in the sky.
What?
If
You
if you throw worms at the stratosphere, they will die.
Ah, interesting.
Okay, yeah, this is like really hard to get used to.
Right. Oh. So I'll move on with one of the next questions. So out of Rubber Worm and Project X, I'm going to turn the game volume down a little bit. So out of Rubber Worm and Project X, what are the best schemes that have came out of those mods, in your opinion?
Rubber Worm, Project X. I remember Specialist scheme from Project X is amazing. I remember the WXW that the wall could get green if you touch the wall.
Oh wow.
Really? Oh my god, I never played that. That sounds really cool.
Oh my bad.
I need to have a shot at this scheme at some point. It looks quite interesting.
That sounds if you could actually change the colors, that reminds me of like Tony Hawk, like, you know, the mode where you can like graffiti all the walls and you try to like get as many walls your color as possible.
Yeah,
it sort of reminds me of that.
There was a Project X rope race that had like many bazookas firing at your worm. It was amazing. Pyro Man rope race from PX.
Oh no.
This is a truly fascinating scheme.
It really is. It's this is basically playing a totally different game. Everything
Yeah.
is different.
It's not what I don't know why it's called snooker though.
I would call it
Uh,
Jello.
Because I've
It's
seen
Like the
I've
movement is
seen
like you're in.
the movements are linear.
like I've seen another scheme called snooker,
Nice one.
which has an actual snooker table.
Oh, here's the
Yeah.
one
And
issue.
that's
The
what I thought
grave.
this was. Wow, the grave's just
Takes a little while.
the grave just going up into the sky.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh, and you can like kind of select. You can select a different worm at the end. That's crazy.
Yeah, at the retreat time.
All right. Take that.
Wow, that went far.
You should have used it to the sky or to the water.
I think. Yeah, I see what you mean. All right. We are making my way over here slowly but surely. Haha. Oh, I'm actually on land now. Oh, damn it. So the
Oh,
aiming is also a little bit wild because like it's not like normal. Like if you just hold up, you will aim straight up, but it keeps going like the
Yeah,
aimer.
it's 3.8 stuff.
Oh
right.
god.
So we best be getting on with questions because we're not even halfway through. So what schemes would you say are the best purely for fun in general?
For fun, Team 17 is nice. I like intermediate. A lot of schemes are interesting from the famous ones you say, or the
Just
Project
any, yeah.
X or Rubber Worm.
Oh yeah,
My
any.
favorite any scheme. My favorite scheme is the one I created with SBS that is Drive for Weapons, but it's a very complex scheme gameplay. But it is based on Boom for Weapons. That is a scheme that I created, uh, and it made a relatively success. Many maps were made for this scheme, and many people I played with liked it.
Hmm.
But the maps are very long, and sometimes you get stuck on hard
Wow.
parts that it's very difficult. It's like playing Boom Race and getting stuck.
So can you explain
Okay.
how the physics work the way they do in this game? Like, how do they work
Oh,
this way? What settings did you do to achieve this?
it has no gravity, zero gravity, and it has air viscosity to as a brake system to the worms stop moving, because
Right.
the inertia wouldn't let you um, stop. The worms would never stop without all sudden death.
Oh, there is sudden death. Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Now
Uh,
the flood is on.
Okay. And the fact that it's in fast motion too.
It's 3.8 scheme, so the first version wasn't like this. But I think the scheme is slow, so
Oops.
This is
I tried to make a fast-paced version. But I don't know if people will like this. People like to play with normal speed sometimes.
I like this.
Most of it.
I like this.
this is crazy. I mean, it's so wild. There's so much to think about. Yeah, this is fun because it's just so different. It's like you really are getting used to a totally different scheme.
For a
But
funner
it's very
scheme,
hard to hit the worms.
for a funner scheme, this looks really fun.
Okay, and so you have jetpack, so you can always go higher if you want to. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Man, this is slightly blowing my mind.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we covered your
enjoying this.
favorite we covered your favorite schemes for fun. How about like what's your favorite what like league scheme do you think is like the most skillful or the best?
League, I like Team 17. I like Intermediate, but I don't like the
Mhm.
sudden death from
Yeah,
Intermediate. I
yeah.
don't like
I
the
also
flood.
kind of don't like yeah.
I don't like the flood from Intermediate. I think 13 pixels is the best flooding. 13 pixels per turn, and the flood from Intermediate is 20 pixels. So I think it's either a lot. I don't remember if it's only 5 pixels or 20 pixels. But the flood sometimes is slow and sometimes it's too fast. I don't like it,
Yeah,
especially on
yeah.
caves. On caves, it takes so long because people stay on the edges forever
Yeah.
and until the last round.
Uh-huh.
So this is so boring.
That part is a big flaw. I've always thought we should fix that, but yeah. For intermediate players, like probably like 90% of them don't want to change a single thing, and I think that's a problem.
Yeah. So
I
moving
agree.
on. So did you participate much in leagues like TUS early in your Worms career, or have you just preferred funners the entire time? Like, have you always been a player who's into funners? Because you said you were very competitive with your friend. Were you as
Yeah.
competitive in Worms when you started, or has it always been just like funners for you, just for the love of the game?
I am a competitive player, especially in League of Legends. I used to play a lot when I give a break from Worms. League of Legends, I was like Diamond 4. I was like really addicted for 5 years. And I was a competitive chess player at the school. And
Okay. Yeah, it makes
and
sense.
I always liked to play seriously board games and games in general. So I liked competitive stuff. But for Worms, I prefer to play for fun, like to create stuff more than playing. I like to create and discuss things with people, like test stuff, test
In a
things.
in a
Where
way,
is the worm? Oh, there.
in a
There.
way, you could say that
I know.
you are competitively creating schemes against Crady creating schemes. So you've got like Foxhound versus Crady in a scheme making competition.
No, but Grady is quantity more than quality, in my opinion. He had like so many schemes, and some schemes I think they're not as creative, but some of his schemes are very creative, very
Yeah.
like the one steel kill to steal. This one is great. There is another one with rules that is like a normal that I like it too. I forgot the name,
Um,
but
I actually do like the big rope race Czar. I do admit I do enjoy that, but it was very frustrating to play at times. It's a very annoying scheme to play when you haven't really practiced much. Like, I'm one of these people who are, I'm a very, very good roper, but I'm rubbish at competing at Worms properly now, because I've just played that little over the last 4 or 5, whoa,
oh,
what the hell?
look at this. Okay, this is an advanced technique here. Oh,
Whoa!
okay. That's super cool.
What happened there? How did you do that with the mines, and how
So
did you have so many?
nice. So
they are infinite, but the tiniest crater of all, tiny damage and infinite mines. So you can
wow.
spawn mines everywhere.
So what did
I
you do?
didn't know.
Did you just mash the space bar there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just
Wow.
hit many. many mines, waited a little bit to concentrate them, and
Yeah.
then revolver is the strongest weapon of the game if you hit them.
All right.
Interesting. Man, that's so wild. There's yeah, I mean, it seems like there's a lot to this game. At least it takes a long time to get used to it, it looks like. Um
Yeah,
I didn't even
I
notice there were infinite mines.
Would you like to show
yeah,
off?
but
Would you like to show off any other schemes while we continue
uh,
the questions?
if you would like to play, I don't want to force people to play, but if you want, I would like to show Boom for Weapons or Drive for Weapons.
Yeah, yeah. On you
Boom for
go.
Weapons. I think Boom for Weapons, the original map is not so long,
You up
Oh
for
yeah,
that, my black?
it's the original.
Do you
I'm
accept the
down.
challenge?
Yeah, let's do it. I actually forget the difference. So like I've seen drive for weapons, you're like pushing one of your worms along.
Yeah,
Boom for is it I mean is it similar to boom race?
Boom
Drive,
Race with Walk for Weapons, but
driver.
with
Oh,
glue.
okay.
I like driver. Driver's basically boom race, but you've got two worms. I like
Okay. All
that.
right, I think I get it.
So driver is
Uh,
two worms, and one worm is. It's basically think of one worm as the golf club, and the other worm is the golf ball. Sort
Yes.
Let me
of.
download again because I'm lost in my lots of schemes downloaded from several websites and people sent me schemes.
Yeah.
So
This is
I
a
need
common
Yes.
to.
thing.
So
Happens to us over the years. We accumulate lots of schemes and maps, and then we get a new computer, something happens, and then like we just only download the ones we need, and then it's like, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I actually made that mistake. Like I reinstalled Windows, upgraded to Windows 11. Don't ask me why I did that. I know it was a bad decision, but basically I did it and I forgot to back up my worms folder, so I lost some maps, I lost some games, whatever. But yeah. Anyway, I'll take this moment just to say hi to a few people in the chat. So hi to One Bit Boy, Shaft. Hello there, Big Billy. Sirok Lobster, who is that DJ? Razek
I don't
One
know.
and Robson Lagamba. Hello, everybody, and welcome.
What's up?
Yes, it is DJ. My memory's better than I thought, so that's good. Right,
Okay, I'm
so are you
almost ready.
one worm, 30
Yeah.
seconds. Right, so while we're preparing, we'll move on to the next question. So you were around, we actually talked a little bit about this earlier, but you were around when we still had blamethepixel.com. Did you have some contributions to the site, but you've practically answered that already?
No, I just uploaded my schemes, my stuff, not many contributions. Do you know the rules about Bull for Weapons, Mabla?
I'm gonna say that you can only use the weapon that you're standing on to boom yourself
Yeah.
forward. Okay.
There is glue. This is important.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can be stuck everywhere you fall. You will stuck there. So
Okay.
there is glue friction zero. High
Ah,
friction.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Not zero, but very high friction. Um,
Okay.
and boom race. It's boom race with walk forward. Let's
Thanks for the
start.
follow.
Okay.
Glad you're enjoying the podcast.
Yeah, this seems like more self-explanatory. I think.
You can use the second shot of the shotgun anywhere.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, so we got. Where's the finish? Okay. Okay, rope.
Wait, what?
Oh, so okay.
You're not I see what you've got to do. Yeah.
Got a fling.
Yeah, you're not allowed to just go up and... This looks very interesting. I want to play this as well. There you go.
Okay. Oh. Okay, cool. Touch the low grab. Okay, so
When you say touch the low gravity, what does that mean?
You need to touch the sprite. You can't hit the ceiling. You have to, yeah. The ceiling is exactly 1 pixel higher, so you can't attach the rope there. You need to
Okay.
attach the rope.
Oh
It's
no.
a pixel perfect map. Oh, this is the problems of this skin. Sometimes you can get stuck. So there is a
Oh.
rule. We can either go back or we can just accept to use jetpack a few pixels to the
Oh.
right, or you can just
Okay.
go back. But I think jetpack is fine. You can jetpack
Okay.
just a few pixels to the right.
Sure. Sorry, I broke the scheme, even though it's
That's the problem of this
that's
scheme.
probably
When
the
this
one way.
happens, you can get stuck. I touched the LG and now I use the LG, but I have
Okay.
only my turn to use LG.
Okay. I got it.
Right.
Interesting.
This
Yeah.
actually looks like a really fun scheme. I never even knew about this scheme. Right.
Touch the
Okay.
LG, use it, and then go back.
Yeah, this looks pretty fun. This.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
You can use the shortcut, which are the cows.
Oh yeah. 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 Why
Cows
would you
are
not use
Right.
the cows?
So,
yeah.
FoxHound, you have done a great deal of maintenance on the Worms knowledge base at worms2d.info. Can you tell us some of the articles you've written and how the wiki has expanded over time?
I was like a very young person editing the wiki. I wanted to put my schemes there. So my main reason to edit there was to upload my schemes. I was a bit selfish at the beginning. I admit this.
That's fine.
Because for me, my schemes were fun, and I saw a lot of schemes that were not so famous there, and they were exposed in the main page uh, of the schemes page.
I
So
like that, my black. I like the way you done that.
I had to copy him because yeah.
the airstrike's overpowered.
Oh, okay.
There are just
Cool.
I think the napalm and airstrike are overpowered. Only these weapons.
Oh shit! I position. I'm gonna get blasted back.
So yeah, did you have anything else to add about the Worms knowledge base?
Worms knowledge base. I edited several articles about schemes. I researched for the history of many schemes. Like one of the most important contributions, I think, at the beginning was trick race, because I started to send messages to several players that were linked to the scheme trick race, and I discovered after several messages on TUS and other um, um, communication forms, I discovered that the scheme was created by a Brazilian in 2001.
Wait, what is the scheme name?
Trick race.
Wait, 3 crates?
No,
I don't know if
trick
I know.
race.
Trick
Trick
race.
race.
Okay,
You-
I
you
don't
know
know if
you-
I know this.
So trick
know the
race,
scheme.
trick race is like a big rope race.
Oh,
but
sorry.
it's tricks.
I
yeah.
misheard you.
Yeah.
I misheard you. Trick race, yeah. Trick race is an amazing scheme.
Oh, very
Kind of
nice
forces
shot
people
there.
to like learn rope moves and stuff. As you do like rope moves through a map. Very challenging, depending on the map. Oh, you did an
Oh,
alien. if you for people who don't know, if your worm lands on a sidewall with a really steep angle and you boing into it, that's just called doing an alien.
Ah,
It's kind of a glitch, but we kind of like it. So yeah,
I've done that a
Been
few
kept in the
times.
game.
I've done that in Big Rope Race very often.
Oh, this is pretty tough here. Oh, you need just a little bit of power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Angle should be
Yep.
higher. Maybe. Oh, you got it.
This is a little tough still, though. Um.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah, this is hard.
Nice.
This is a fun scheme, though. Oh, nice. I like that we can't interfere with each other, because if we could, that would be insane.
When I created the scheme, racing stuff and bull racing stuff didn't even exist.
Oh, okay, so so this was even harder.
Yeah, it was interfering all the time.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Is this too far? That is too far. And okay.
I like this.
Alright. Pushing myself. Alright. No.
Almost.
Ooh, barely. Oh wait, I might have gotten myself
it-
screwed.
Add spots.
Yeah,
It
unlucky
add
there.
throw
That.
spots. Throw spots. You can jetpack a 1 pixel if you want.
Or if you get very strong blue wind, you can hit yourself.
Yeah, I might be able to.
Earn that B2B tag.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh my god. Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that was nice.
Wow.
Thanks.
This is well designed for that to work out like so nicely.
Yeah. Several testings.
I guess we can move on to the next question.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Sorry if you can do it, come on, I can't.
Yeah, so, talking about the Worms knowledge base, what do you think still needs to be added to worms2d.info? What do you think is missing?
The list of the rope tricks with all the GIFs is something very important. We are working. I'm working with Triad. I don't know how to speak his name.
Triad.
Triad.
Or Triad. It's either one of the two. I've never actually asked them. I call them Triad, but Triad as well. They both work.
Yeah, so like the NLF clan, they did such a good job making all those like rope gifs of like all the different rope moves. Is it like all the ones from the NLF site?
Yeah, there is a external link to the NFL, but I think we need to make new GIFs with replays from TUS competitive trick race games, or maybe the ones from Fluffy that are very didactic and classic. I think this
Come
is
on, Mab.
something very
You've got
important.
it.
Wow.
There you
I'm
go.
surprised how difficult this is.
You got it
Good
right
job.
in the nick of time.
Yeah, this is really interesting.
So,
no.
what are your personal proudest achievements in Worms Armageddon?
My achievements.
Your personal proudest achievements. What are you most proud of
nice.
achieving in Worms Armageddon?
I don't know. I think Boom for Weapons and Drive for Weapons, my schemes, and I like the scheme ideas page. I think my scheme ideas took a lot of time to make that page. So all the articles of the schemes, I think I really appreciate my job that I did, and I'm glad that many people said thanks to me when I asked if I could write an article for a scheme that he played and other things like this. So I like to make the community know the creations of the other people from the community.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's a really valuable thing, like, because a lot of work has gone into the worms2d.info site, and most people don't know like who are who's behind the articles, and it's like, yeah, you've written a lot of them. I'm not sure who has written the most, like articles in general, but I agree. Like rope tricks would be great to add to worms2d.info. There's a lot of little mechanics too that are not fully fleshed out, like all the weapons. I think like there's some weapons like pigeon, for example. I think we should just like, we should basically have the code at this point.
Yeah.
Uh, not that we do, but I mean like, oh shit. Wait, is this gonna? No, that's not gonna work.
Aiming downwards, I think it's better.
Oh yeah, I see, because it just sticks. Oh wow, this is hard.
Oh wow. Surprising you ended up there. Right, so
So
do you
hard.
have any favorite maps that you've created?
This is one of my preferred maps, but I like the Drive for Weapons. For me, is the one I love that map, especially after SPS work. He's a mage, a wizard of the Photoshop.
Uh-huh.
So we worked together. That map resulted in several testing, and he contributed with several ideas because that scheme is not only my creation. Without SPS, it wouldn't be possible.
Could you show
And I
us
think
this
that
map? Could you show us this map after this game?
I can show, but not sure if we we can. It's a long map. I don't know if people will get bored to play. Like Mablak may get because I think the
Oh,
next map of that scheme needs to be shorter for sure.
Right.
it's a little long.
That map is very long.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, just show us it. You don't have to finish it, but at least show us it so
Yeah.
the stream could see
Yeah.
this map.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
It does, yeah, Drive for Weapons, it does look like those schemes take a lot of testing just to make sure that everything, like, is doable and relatively, like, challenging. This map looks like it took a pretty good amount of testing, because, like, that part where you, like, launch yourself with the banana bomb, you gotta get that, like, just right.
Yeah.
We do have about 26 minutes left for the stream, so yeah, that would be nice to see that.
Maybe I should just render, but I'm almost done. Almost finishing.
Oh, is it not even complete yet?
Oh no, it's complete. I'm saying about the finish. I'm almost finishing the game.
Ah, right. Oh, nice.
Finish is near.
No.
Yeah, it's better to plop.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can teleport.
Otherwise, you're back. Yeah, I guess you would technically go backwards if you landed, like... So this last part is... Oh, it's just jetpack.
Yeah. It's hard.
Oh, because of the fuel.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't even notice this was like...
I'm quite good with the jetpack. I would like to try this.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Okay.
This ending is hard. Oh, you can rest in the sprites of the weapons with the jetpack. If you want to land on the grenades with the jetpack, you can to save fuel.
Wow.
Almost. The hard part is the glue that you can't
It's so
hit the wall.
gluey.
Yeah. The glue doesn't let
Oh,
you.
the glue. Yeah. That's very unusual. Like, that's not something I'm used to. Wow.
Yeah, you thought it was going to bounce and go up like a bank.
Ah.
Oh,
Nice
Almost.
try.
Close.
Yeah, it's like the walls are like hot lava. You cannot.
So, are there any players that you miss and would like to see again?
Hey, nice.
Oh, I was expecting a lot to play with Deng Bo Cho again, and when he did come back to the game, and when I
I
play
wanted
with
to try.
him, we played some games, but
GG.
he wasn't active as me, so I don't know, it was a bit frustrating because I was expecting to recreate the community warehouse of the scheme creations and all the stuff work together, but he is a grown adult. I work, he work, he has a life. He
Yeah.
just didn't
That's a
want.
cool.
So yeah, I don't expect so much to play now with the people from the past, but I like Watermelon, was a friend of mine, fighter. I would like to play against them again.
Yeah. This might not be the time to bring it up, but Bytor has, from what we've heard, he passed away like, I don't know, a handful of years back or something.
Can we play just before the my map, the Drive for Weapons? Can we play just one single game of Flat Earth Apocalypse?
Okay,
Yes.
It's very short game. It's a scheme.
This is
Really short.
this is like comet dodging.
Yeah. So, but for real, to has a real skill.
This one, yeah, actually, so like, yeah, we summon an Armageddon and then we have to dodge it.
I forgot the handicap must be with the plus.
Okay.
Why is that?
Yeah, this is interesting. There's a lot of yeah.
So you have to use Armageddon before your turn ends. Oh shit. Shitty turn.
And we're kind of we can't actually like go up and down. We're very much confined to the oh, I didn't know the turn was that short. Sorry.
Okay.
You want to skip go so I can?
Yeah.
Or does it matter?
Just let me.
Oh, okay.
I'll skip go.
Okay. Well.
This is
oh my
quite...
god. What's also interesting is the angles of all the comets are fixed.
You got wrecked there, my black.
That really screwed me over there.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
Oh shit. I'm playing badly. I used to play Paradise.
This is also like in fast motion too, so like it's extra like, oh my god.
Yeah. Because I needed to fasten things up, I think, for more challenging.
Oh, that wasn't bad. That was a decent one.
Yeah, it was a good turn.
That was a good one. A really good one.
Just a shame it hardly anything hit him.
Oh, nicely done.
No damage to my black though.
Yeah. We are almost at sudden death.
Oh shoot. That's too bad. I got a yeah, because like the explosions, some of them are small and some of them are big, and I believe it's impossible to know which is which.
Oh,
Oh shit.
the wind matters. You need to check the wind.
Oh, so okay, I didn't even
They are
notice that.
guided by the wind.
Right.
I got stuck. I was trying to hold up.
You need to always press up arrow. You never.
Yeah, so you gotta.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm already dead. Wow. Okay. GG.
That was a quick
It's
game.
a
You
very
weren't joking.
fast game.
Right. So the Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition just came out for consoles. Do you think this will bring more players to the game? Do you think people will play the console and then migrate to PC?
I don't know. I think yes. People will remind about Worms Armageddon. They'll get in touch with the game, and they will discover that there is a better version on the computer. So I think it is a good news, but it seems that the scheme, the game is not as good as it could be. The release for the platform.
I believe so. I believe it's version like 3.7 or something. I'm pretty positive it does not. We can't play any of these schemes on it. Like, I'm pretty sure there's no like rubber worm stuff. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't think that's there.
Someone has actually posted on the TUS forums. Let me just get that up quickly, because they were posting about it. I'll read it out what they said. So this guy says, "Hi guys, I'm new, but I've been lurking since a long time. I love this forum because there's a lot of content and love for the game here. I've been curious about how this was going to be, so I bought the Switch version out of pure curiosity and love for Worms. And I want more info about the game to be out on the internet, so here are my thoughts. Number 1, Team 17 handled the scheme and map editor horribly, so we're off to a great start there. Let me light up this.
Just great.
Okay, do you know the rules?
Wait, this is drive for weapons?
Yeah.
Okay. Possibly. I'm not sure. I placed 2 worms. I gotta blast the other worm with the first worm.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like Boom for Weapons, but with 2 worms. And you can walk, and there's no glue.
Okay, no glue. We're glue free. That's great.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go. Right. Right, so I will continue that there. So, number 1, Team 17 handled the scheme and map editor horribly. Let me explain. I was making some rope race and mole maps to play online with my favourite classic schemes, but surprise, you can't play custom maps online. WTF, what the fuck? What is the point of custom maps in the first place if you can't even play them online? Number 2...
You play any custom maps?
Apparently so. So number 2, overall the gameplay, sound effects and UI menus are alright. I just don't understand things like why in the Switch version there are less graves and flags than in the 1999 version. This is insane to me because we are on like 2024. Come on Team 17, you can do better than that, lol. Also, there is no rubber worm or any worm kit modules, no in-game chat, and absolutely no way to edit the control configuration. I wanted to believe in Team 17 after the WWT remastered trash, but they still managed to disappoint me. I can't believe a supposedly anniversary edition is so bare bones in content. So he replied again today, because that post was from yesterday, and he said today, "Hi guys, again, just to let you all know how the Switch version works, I made some classic Worms Armageddon schemes on my Nintendo Switch. I feel like this game needs more options for making schemes, like the shot doesn't end turn, SDET, and the continuous crate shower from Rubberworm. But overall, it's still an interesting port, and he's uploaded some videos if anybody wants to see how the game runs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't sound like that game is off to a good start.
It sounds like probably like 99% of people who play it aren't gonna know or care, but those of us who have experienced like custom maps and like, you know, cool schemes like this, it seems like we will care.
Yeah, this is definitely an extremely beautiful map.
Yeah, it took like several years. I think 2 years to make this map.
This is, yeah, no, I love this. This is great.
And this part of the skunk, I need to thank to Mablock, because Mablock wrote an article about animal movement, and
I
that was
did.
very, yeah.
Was that was useful for designing this?
Yes, for sure.
Oh, cool. There are some different things you got to take into account, like the fact that animals have walk mode. So if animals have a certain amount of land above their heads, they will just walk without jumping. That's kind of important.
Yeah.
Oh, his worm is stuck.
That's kind of bad luck.
Is stuck.
No. That sucks because like you
Oh,
have
there
to
you go.
hit-
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Hey.
There you go.
Well done.
We tested a lot. I know that this map there is no problems because we test a lot this map.
Nice. Let's see. Okay, so
No, you can walk now. You walk. Are you
do I
reading?
jetpack?
No,
Or
you
just
need to walk. Just
Oh,
walk.
okay. Okay.
You can walk.
Oh, I have to. Yeah. Wait, do I
can walk.
do it from here? Is this
You
fine?
can. On this map, SBS didn't want to make like Boom for Rappers that every sprite
okay.
you need to touch.
Wait.
He thought that if you're near a sprite, you need to interpretate that it's enough.
Oh,
So
okay.
you don't need to fire
I don't
the
have to be
holy
on
hand
it.
grenade. Yeah.
Wait, I thought
Just
I thought you were supposed to use that worm to hit the other worm.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
There's some exceptions, I guess.
Oh, I forgot to drop my worm. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, you have to like go back.
Yeah.
Dude.
I will. May I teleport back because
Oh, yeah.
otherwise I would need to. I think
Right.
it would be a lot of turns
Yeah.
to do this.
Red John in the chat there saying cow.
I'm so distracted. Sorry.
Ow. Kill
Well,
the new
I had
cow.
Let's try and distract you some more then. Have you tried any of the later Worms games like Worms Reloaded or Worms WMD? Any thoughts on those more recent games in the franchise?
No, I only know Worms 1. That I used it to play a demo version of Worms 1. And just that, I never played the other Worms. Only Worms 3D I played, I think, once at a LAN house. We call it here in Brazil. That's the place where there are several computers that you can use the computer, the internet, and have games.
Oh.
We call houses here.
See, Worms 3D. I call Worms 3D Hogs of War from Wish. It's like a very bad Hogs of War. Because Hogs of War's a good game.
Yeah, it seems so.
Good shot.
Seems to. Good job.
Thanks. I think I'm getting it. Okay, and then... Wow. Sweet. Cows are next.
I like how the wall is thin enough to shoot through.
Yeah, utilizing the this is a glitch for like all the F1 weapons. You can shoot through like 6 pixels of land. Whether it's mortar or pigeon or zook. Now hold up,
Yeah.
how do my cows?
You need to climb and drop the cows to that spot. You can climb where I am and drop the cows there. And then you drop and use pigeon on the cow. There is a
Gotcha.
space.
Oh, it's multiple. Yeah, okay.
I usually drop 3, but some people drop 2. Some
This
people
looks
drop
interesting.
5.
Want?
Yeah, it's a bit challenging, but
I see.
it's not that hard as it seems. A lot of people can do this, did this, so it's not very difficult.
Yeah, no, this is cool. It's creative.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's another thing I need to like. I could add to animal physics, like what happens when you shoot, blow up animals. Like how do they get launched?
Yeah, no, it came back.
Ah,
Sometimes when the cow explodes exactly due to the timer, it doesn't blow the worm up.
yeah.
It makes the worm blow to the left. So when the worm blows to the left, he sometimes go back to the platform. So the idea is to make the cow hit the worm by touching it.
Right, last question. What are your hopes for the future of Worms Armageddon?
Oh wow.
I hope WWP and Worms 2 are together. I think the dream 4.0, the old dream that Cyber Shadow wrote that article, I think that would be the dream.
Can you tell us a bit more about that? I can't remember what that was.
Oh shit. Let me. I think. I don't. I can't. I'm playing. I can't think well when I'm playing.
Yeah,
But
no worries.
Likewise.
oh shit. Oh sorry. I think there are some. I think zooming is important. I think new scheme options. I think somebody will create a interesting scheme one day that a lot of people will like, and I think it needs to be easier to people host. This is the most important thing. People need to host easily.
I agree. Especially like ideally there would be like ranked games. You just like click a button and find somebody. Aw, man.
Almost.
Almost.
I could have gotten the cow on the rebound if I had been smart enough to fire another one. Yeah, like I've been playing Worms WMD a lot, and they have ranked mode. You just click a button, you'll find somebody. It's so much easier. It's like, and I'm noticing like I played like
Hey!
I played probably over 1,000 games in ranked mode, which I wouldn't do like. It takes me much longer to play that many games in Worms Armageddon, like way longer. Oh. Okay, so the next part's boom racing with cows. Oh, hey, nice.
Yeah.
Good job, yeah.
That was really good.
Thanks.
Just to let you know, we've got 6 minutes left.
Okay. Probably not gonna finish.
So maybe we are not gonna finish it, but
See how far you can get, though.
feel free if you want to skip to a part that you want to play.
Come on, cow. Go.
Hey.
Go. Oh no.
Oh.
Damn
At
it.
least a bit of progress.
This is hard.
It's very interesting. It's a very nice scheme.
Oh.
Thanks.
I got it, but
Perfect.
wow, it's like
Oh, but
you have to
it,
actually get
Oh,
a really well aimed shot here. Yeah, I think
yeah.
this would be fun to speedrun actually. Like just memorize everything.
Yeah.
can that worm
The
not just
challenge
walk?
is still there.
Oh, this is a hard part. Wow.
Oh, where is?
Ah, there you
Oh,
go.
got it.
Good job. This is a nice scheme. I like this.
It's really
Thanks.
it's
This
this
is
would also be good
definitely
if
this.
you
This has definitely got to be one of the most thought out and well made maps ever.
I think
For a
this would be
complex
good for
game.
if it hasn't been already, this would be good for like a TUS challenge too.
Yeah,
I think it was.
is a TOS.
Oh,
It
Yeah.
was
okay.
a TOS. You can
Nice.
still try it if you want.
Wow. That cow
Oh,
went
man.
flying.
Yeah, this part here, I really feel like this part I would have to just memorize. Like, cause it's so hard to judge it on the fly. I think I just have to like aim to a specific spot every time.
Okay. Now myself.
Nice. Oh, it's hard to hit yourself.
Almost.
I like this. It's now like the glitch is being used against you, and it's like
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
This is a very nice map. I want to play this later on, but not today.
And there are several reference like kill the cow, Mad Cow's Kings, the best KTC with friends, the best kill the cow. Like there is a fast food restaurant.
Oh, there,
It's called.
there you
It's
go.
called
Hey, I did
the
it.
Mad Cow's Kings.
Hey, very, very nice placement as well.
Very good job.
Ooh.
That's a very nice position to be in if you can get the missile right.
Yeah, well,
Oh shit. Almost.
one thing I was hoping for with the Worms Armageddon re-release or the anniversary, I was hoping there was going to be ranks. It sounds like there's not.
Very good.
I didn't hear anything about that at least.
Very nice shot there.
Nicely done.
Thanks.
Let's see.
I like this map, the part that says the Mad Cow's slaughterhouse. So there is a slaughterhouse, and at the right side, there is a fast food that you can have the best kill the cow with friends.
Uh,
The Mad Cow's King. It's a corporation.
I guess that makes sense in the Worms universe. Let's see. Oh, and there's also a sign that says "Go vegan." I agree with that.
You can actually use fast walk where you are
Oh, okay.
if you want, because there is a sprite of fast walk. Now
this
I
is
like
insane.
this part spamming. SPS don't like spams, so
Oh,
we
I
discussed
agree.
we discussed it in this part. Oh, I hate this, but I wanted to make a part that spamming is a strategy. Like,
Yeah. No, this is really interesting. I mean, it works, right?
We'll let
You actually got it to work.
We'll let Mablak take his last turn before we go.
Okay. All right.
So this is it. Let's see if you can get it up there, my black.
I like this. This is that's really interesting. Like, do you feel like it works every time when you spam that part?
Yeah, it always works spamming. For me, it's better to spam, but SBS don't like spamming, so he wanted to include the grenade.
Ah.
So you can use grenade when the worm and he doesn't spam. When he plays this part, he always drop one holy hand grenade and wait and drop the grenade if the worm is near the
Yeah, this is hard.
bad luck. May I just show a interesting part of the map before we
Sure.
quit?
Yeah.
Sure.
If we had hosted earlier, I would have been able to stay on for a bit longer, but that's 1 a.m. for me now, so...
Yeah, thanks for staying up so late.
Just show this part. It's an interesting part.
Okay, so we got a dynamite. Ooh.
So you have to combo the Dyna with the bat.
I've thought about this for like chaos moves.
Oh. Yeah, it has some chaos moves.
My black, if you want to teleport there, you can have a shot as well. We'll make this. Whoever gets it first wins.
Oh wait, I can't switch.
Just press that.
Oh, it's automatic.
Yeah. There is no switch because it's automatic.
Oh, okay. This does say crazy timing.
Oh, bad.
You have to skip on the water or no?
You can skip or not.
Hey,
good job.
Well done.
So that's it.
All right, let's call it a good day.
Right.
What a
Well,
great map, yeah.
So thank you very much for coming on the stream. It's been very educating. I've enjoyed this, different from the other people we've had on. It's been very different and enjoyable. Remind me to try the snooker scheme. I'll reach out to you in the next few days or something. Play some of that snooker because I really look forward to that. In fact, all three schemes and all three maps I look forward to playing, so I'll reach out and have a shot there. But yeah, thanks FoxHound for coming on. Thank you, and thanks Ma Black for co-hosting again. Excellent job. And thanks to everybody in the chat who came on, and I hope you enjoyed that stream today. Any last words?
Yeah. Thank you for the invitation for this stream. I'm feel honored for the invitation, and I appreciate this CWA podcast. I love watching the interviews because I love interviews, and I love Worms Armageddon. It's a nice initiative. So I hope this continues and more interviews happen.
Yeah, well, thank you for the kind words. I need to try and get back to doing the extra hour of other things, but I've had problems with my computer, which is why the last few times has been interviews only, but I actually like the interviews only, so I think we might stick to that format where we just have the interviews. It's a lot simpler.
Yeah.
But I'll discuss that with Ma Black. So any last words, Ma Black?
Not much. It's been super awesome interviewing you, FoxHound. And yeah, I love all these. I'm glad we got to play some of these crazy schemes.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thank you a lot for playing. I really appreciate you played with me.
Yeah. I like seeing all these new, I mean, not super new, but like outside the box schemes. There's a whole world that we haven't explored yet, and like, yeah. This is just the surface.
What I like, one thing I want to add, what I like about these schemes is they're like, even though the especially with snooker, the game engine is in the flat earth apocalypse. the games are so far distant from the classic league schemes that I don't think they affect your ability to play the normal league schemes whatsoever. It's like a completely different scheme where, like, if you're good at intermediate and you're good at rope, it's kind of like the same as that. Like, it's that much of a difference. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. Right, well, that's it for us tonight, folks. I hope you've enjoyed that, and we'll see you for the next one. We don't have anybody planned yet because Master pulled out, so we need to look for another person, but we'll let you know who that is. We'll get someone sorted within the next week and get that organised. But if you want to follow along, you can follow along in the Discord channel and keep up to date with us there.
Right.
Bye.